Hi, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about 1031 exchanges. So, first of all, let me start by saying I'm not a tax accountant and I'm not a CPA. So, it's really important that if you're going to do a 1031 exchange, that you get with your personal CPA, tax accountant, and go over all of the rules, all of the guidelines, make sure that you're adhering to everything correctly and that you are not going to face any capital gains if you do something incorrect. I'm simply here looking to give you two or three tips on some things that I think might be helpful. Just a few basic yet very important tips. All right. So, the first one I want to talk to you about is paying really close attention to your days. So, there's a 45-day rule and a 180-day rule. So, the 45 days is that once you sell and close on your original property, you then have 45 days to identify any replacement properties for the exchange. However, you then have up to 180 days to complete the purchase of those replacement properties to avoid any capital gains. If you go beyond the 180 days, it's going to disqualify your exchange and make you subject to the capital gains at that point. Number two, in 2025, the IRS expanded their definition of like kind properties. They now include multifamily, businesses, commercial, industrial, even some solar projects. And so you can roll it into any of those types of properties. However, it's really important that the replacement property be for either business or investment purposes. It cannot be for personal use. It has to be business or investment. And then lastly, there's a $5 million cap now. And what that means is you can have up to 5 million in capital gains from a single exchange. Anything above that is immediately subject to capital gains tax. And so it's really important because they have further requirements, very detailed requirements. You might need to provide appraisals, transaction timelines, et cetera. So it's extremely important that you're working with your tax advisor, like I told you up front, CPA, accountant, tax advisor, really work closely with them as well as a qualified intermediary. Okay. It's really important. Now, as far as if you're doing financing, that's something that we can assist with on the new properties. We've worked with 1031 exchanges a lot in the past. We're very aware of making sure you hit those deadlines, hit those goals, because the last thing you want to do is identify a property and close late because the mortgage company wasn't ready, and now you're subject to those capital gains taxes. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please do me a favor, subscribe to our page here. If you have any questions around a 1031 or just the mortgage process in general, feel free to call us, text us. We're always here to assist, always here to answer your questions. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.